With only 193 horsepower and an LT1 Camaro to beat, something had to be done. Today, we take a look at the exhaust on your 94-95 5-liter. Welcome back to Grand Touring Concepts. I'm Darren, and again, we're here for the SN95 Owners Guide. This is a series where we explore various aspects that is specific to 94-95 5-liter Mustang ownership and beyond. First thing, I'd like to carry on with mailbag items. I don't really have a mailbag, but no big deal. For any of you out there on social media, I've been really happy with your support and feedback. We're going to keep going with these. And again, if you have any questions or anything you'd like me to cover specifically, drop me a line. Secondly, I'd like to bring your attention to another YouTube channel that is specific to 94-95s, PM-Performance. I'll put a link in the description and at the end of the video. Go over and take a look at his page. He's got a yellow SN95 5-liter convertible that is mint. That thing is super clean. Take a look at his project and all the work he's doing on it. Now that we've got that all done, let's get to today's topic. As you may recall, in the previous video I mentioned what was the stock horsepower of my 1995 Mustang. And it turned out it was pretty dismal. It was 193 horsepower and 272 foot-pounds of torque. And that thing was pretty much stock. We had a K&N air filter and we had a set of Weldon mufflers. And to allude to what was mentioned in the intro, there was an LT1 Camaro that was kind of bothering me. This was a fellow that I worked with, and we had a friendly and not so friendly rivalry every now and again whenever we would meet up in various race locations. And guess what? An LT1 Camaro's 275 horsepower and 193 in a 5-liter Mustang isn't going to cut it. It just didn't. He always beat me. It was terrible, and I never heard the end of it. So something had to be done. Because what I did is I began amassing some parts, and I took a look at the very simplest things. What can I do? Bang for the buck, without, of course, putting a supercharger on there. So the intake and the exhaust are the two main things. So what I did is I grabbed a C&L cold air inlet pipe, and then I found a set of headers, a set of Mac 1 5/8 long tube headers. And the only reason I picked Mac over any other brand is they were cheap. They were used for $125 from a guy that did an ill-fated turbo build later that year. To match up those headers, I installed a 2.5-inch Mac Pro Chamber mid-pipe. And again, the reasoning behind the Pro Chamber? Well, there's the X pipe, there's H pipes, and Pro Chambers. It didn't really matter to me. I just had to make sure that it would fit to the headers and it was an off-road piece. And finally, out in the back, I picked a Ford Racing M51 Catback. These are made by Arvin Meritor and were a Ford Racing piece. They're really neat. Perhaps not the best for flow, but it was a really well-made piece, and I was kind of on a Ford Racing kick at the time. So in July 2005, I set out to a shop that was accessible to my channel co-host Sean McCann, and we set to work taking out all of the OEM exhaust components. So the shorty headers came out. Those were not too bad of a piece, but they are crush bent, not the best flow, and the primaries don't promote very good exhaust scavenging. The mid-pipe, this is where I think the bulk of my gains were made. We have a 4-piece catalytic system in there, and it was kind of old. It may have been plugged, but it certainly wasn't giving us any flow. And then out in the back, I had those Weldon Flowmaster 40s. They sounded pretty good. They're your traditional muscle car and, you know, Fox Mustang sound Flowmaster 40s. We've all heard them. They're terrible for flow. Put them on a show car. Don't put them on something where you want to make power. The flow's crap. So I took all of that stuff out, did some other changes too, deleted the EGR, deleted the smog pump system, did some gears, that sort of stuff, but really those don't add too much power. So over a quick weekend, we installed all those parts, and the outcome was pretty good. The gears, although they don't add power, sure did make the vehicle snappy, especially compared to those 275s that were normally in the back. Then the exhaust, it sounded really good. It wasn't really too loud, but at wide open throttle, it definitely had a really nice sound. Unfortunately, since it was 2005 and video was filmed on potatoes, I don't have any footage for you. I returned to the same dyno to make sure that the results would be as close to comparable as possible. Can't do the same day because the installs weren't done on the same day, but as close as possible just by reusing the same dyno and the same operator. We put it on, strapped it down, ran the rollers. I was immediately rewarded with 226.8 horsepower and 303.8 foot-pounds of torque. That was an excellent gain. That was 33 rear wheel horsepower and 31 rear wheel torque for basically a cold air inlet pipe, headers, and a catless exhaust and a catback. that cannot be beat. That is fantastic gains. If we work that back to the flywheel and assume a 15% drivetrain loss, it works out to about 265 horsepower at the flywheel. Not world beating, but definitely pretty good. Now I know that not everyone has the opportunity or the availability to go with an off-road exhaust, but take a look and try and get a set of high-flow cats and get rid of that 4-cat system, or some of the other vehicles in the export markets have a 6-catalyst system. This is definitely harming exhaust flow. A set of long tubes is awesome, gives excellent torque, especially in the mid-range, and gives absolutely no losses down low. This stuff is the way to make power. Now back to the LT1 Camaro, in case you're wondering, how did things work out against it? Things went a lot better. It became a neck and neck race, a driver's race, and since he was running an automatic, it was basically down to whether I power shifted or not. So that was a really good outcome for me. In my lighter Mustang with a little bit less power, we suddenly had good racing. I'd like to thank you all again for joining me. I hope that you'll like, share, and subscribe, and we'll stay tuned. We'll see you next week when we cover another topic that is something out of the books. But until then, keep enjoying those 95s. Later.